Happy Tuesday. We're approaching the end of March, which of course is National Social Work Month, and really been happy to see how many of you have shared with us your stories of how you have been using your social work background to elevate Georgia's children and families and to serve them. These stories have been really inspiring. I think it's a great message, and really proud of all of you who are working with us and are using your social work background and education in that way. It's also March Madness. My team, Duke, has given me a couple of almost heartaches lately, but they're still hanging in there in the Sweet 16. We got Chris Hempling in the room with me this morning. Chris, how's Ohio State doing in the tournament? Oh, never mind. Oh well. Let's talk a little business. So we, of course, are continuing to work on just culture, workforce development, and workforce retention. Along those lines, we met yesterday with a number of folks from the frontline workers, talking about what they're actually experiencing out there, the need for additional staff help, the need for support, the need for perhaps doing things a little differently from time to time so that we can make their jobs more effective. Along those lines, we have sent out last week a workforce development survey to try to get your thoughts along these lines, and that's due on March 29th, so I hope you'll work with us to support that and to get that honest feedback to us before the 29th. We've also been recently awarded a really great grant from the National Child Welfare Workforce Institute, and this will allow us to do a lot of leadership development, really helping us better learn how to do personnel management, how to support employees, have that training all across the agency. And you'll be getting a survey about workforce retention this week, so I encourage you to participate in that survey to help us as we prepare to implement what I think is going to be a very successful grant program. Of course, the legislature is still in session. We're almost at the end. The legislature has passed our budget for the upcoming year. I'm really pleased that we're being able to really to focus on some of the things we need to focus on, such as adoption assistance, such as implementing the Family First Prevention Services Act. The General Assembly and the governor, with the governor's blessing, has been quite generous to us this year. And so I think we're going to be set up so that we can move our system even more closely toward one in which we support both parents but also extended family to try to keep children in the community. There's a possibility, in fact, that that budget may include some increases for relative care subsidies. That's not finalized yet, but we're going to see how that's going. And so we'll have to get a conference committee on that budget, and they'll work out the details between what the Senate passed and what the House passed before they send it on to the governor for final decision. Of course, we also have our Family First Prevention Services Act legislation, which is Senate Bill 225. That's going well. It's going to help us get the infrastructure in place to put in Family First. There's a bill that it looks like is sailing through that will help us really clarify the work around when we work with relatives and when we rely on foster parents who have already developed an attachment with a child to find that child permanency. So we expect that we'll probably be able to give you a much better final report on the budget as well as on the legislative initiatives probably in about 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that. Just on some things that are going on that I want to just highlight for you. Camp To Belong is a nonprofit camp that really specifically helps us take children who are either in foster care or adoptive placements to reconnect or to connect with siblings from whom they're separated. Ramirez is going to put the website up, but it's www.camptobelong-ga.org, and he'll also put up the email as to how you as a case manager can recommend a child to go to this camp, which is going to be held really in the month of June. We'll try to get that information out to you. The spots are limited to about 80 kids, so we want to make sure that we're doing that as quickly as possible. And then this coming Thursday, I'm headed down to Effingham County. Of course, as y'all all know, we had a very tragic criminal act down there that resulted in the deaths of the 2 Crocker children. And so we're going to go down there and just see how we as an agency can so what we can do for the community, see what kind of ideas we might be able to bring to increase the work that I know that Effingham County is already doing in conjunction with DFACS and the school system and healthcare providers and the community at large. So we're going to go down there and just sort of talk to the community a little bit and really connect, because remember, that connection at the front lines where we as social workers, as case managers, as supervisors are making that connection with between families and our agency and working with other agencies, that's where we're able to really positively impact the children and families of Georgia. So we've got to keep the focus on that. We've got to keep learning how to do that better and to improve those relationships. So I appreciate all y'all are doing. Look forward to talking to y'all soon, and we'll see you in April. Thanks, bye.